that job. I know you ain't got no money when you can't find nothing else to eat but top ramen. You know? That's when you like, man, I'm really doing bad. I'm gonna go down here and give me some noodles for 10 cents. I remember them days. I'd be in there, I'd be looking at the only thing I could afford in this whole store is the 10 cents noodles. You know, top ramen, you know. And I ate it. Build it, Lord. Hey, you guys, how you guys feeling today? This is LaDon. I'm in the house, and I'm hoping you guys enjoying your day. And all I want you to do is push that like button. Yeah. Yeah, man. What I want to talk about today is I know the feeling of being poor, not rich. I do. I just do. Man, I remember, man, my mom and my dad, I used to live with them, and they had good jobs. They were middle class, you know, and we always had food on the table. We always had the lights on, and I never seen like lights cut off in my mama house. You know, it was always food and you know, everything that we needed. My mom and dad gave it to us. But what we wanted, you know, I didn't want all that. I wanted the Xbox. I wanted some toys. I wanted, you know, I wanted a lot. I wanted the Jordans. I wanted the Nike corduroys, you know, and the Miller Outpost pants. But I didn't get things like that, you know. It was a lot of people in our household, you know, during that time. You know, it was my brother, two of my brothers, and my sister, and then my mom and dad had my two other brothers. So it was a jam-packed house, you know. I think it makes five or six, and you know, we had to do what we had to do. But I really wanted them Jordans. I knew them Jordans. My dad had some Jordans um, in the in his closet a long time ago, and I didn't know they were gonna be worth millions. I mean, worth thousands of dollars now. But he had them. You know, I know I couldn't get no Jordans and stuff. So, but I lived my life with my family, you know, and I enjoyed it and stuff like that. But over time, I got older. You know, I wanted to move out of my mom and dad's house, and you know, when you get 18, you're like, man, I gotta get the hell out of here, you know. And I decided to move out, and I moved out with one of my friends, and I stayed with him for about a year, or about a year and a half, and we had a little money, so it was still a little struggle, but it was not that bad, you know. When I stayed at my mom and dad's house, it was always food and, like I said, everything that you need. But when I decided to move to my aunt's house in LA, that's when things changed. Man, I in LA I had to pay for parking and my aunt did charge me as much as rent. Back then, she only charged me like $50 or $60, and I didn't make that much money. I was working at, you know, like little minimum wage jobs that barely made no money. You know, working minimum wage, you don't get 40 hours. I only got about 25 hours and, you know, 30 at the most. Plus, look at my energy and what I did. I was super hyper. People liked me, and my managers didn't like me as much. I did my job, but I was always the person that thought outside the box. I was not the person that I want to work and be like everybody else. I just knew that it would be something better for me. But during this time, um, I start when I ran that money that I was working, the minimum wage jobs. Man, what happened was I started eating top ramen. You know, I knew I was poor. I think you're poor when you eat that top ramen. I know you ain't got no money when you can't find nothing else to eat butt top ramen. You know? That's when you're like, man, I'm really doing bad. I'm going to go down here and give me some noodles for 10 cents. I remember them days. I'd be in there, I'd be looking at the only thing I could afford in this whole store is the 10 cents noodles. You know, top ramen, you know. And I ate it, but I was struggling, man. I was staying too with my family's house and, you know, my aunts and you know, LA has a lot of roaches, you know. And a lot of places in LA are not like roach free. Okay, you have to deal with roaches in damn LA. You know, you get a place in LA, you better pay like $3,000 to get you the place without no roaches. Now you pay like $1,500. Yeah, you gonna get some roaches. Okay, back in the days it was not even that much. I bet back then in the days, I bet back then was like $800 for a studio and $1,000 for a one bedroom. You know, but LA was expensive. I couldn't. And I knew when I came home, I thought my aunt was gonna cook, but she never cooked and stuff like that. So I ate that top ramen for a while and I got my little check. And I remember, man, I didn't really have that much money, man. I was poor, and poor to me is you ain't got that much money. Middle class means, hey, you got a little money, I'm doing good. But I was poor. I just didn't have no money in my pocket, you know. I remember I used to have to go to the store and eat me a burrito, you know, for $8 or buy some of them tacos for Tuesday. I remember the Mexican truck, you know, Latino truck, Mexican truck used to have the tacos for $1 and everybody be lined up. And, you know, I lived in East LA at the time. So, you know, it was always tacos there. Nobody really messed with me being black, you know. I thought it was living in East LA. But I found out, like if you work and you got a car and do what you got to do, they don't really say nothing to you, you know? They look at you, they stare at you and see what you're doing. But I lived on the east side of LA, and I never had no problems or nothing. It was good to me, you know? It was something I had to understand, you know? But I remember I did have a car. My car was decent, nice, you know? But I remember my car was looking decent, but after being there in East LA, my car started getting raggedy. I came outside, so it's like somebody hit my rear view mirror with a baseball bat, like bow. I was like, really? You know, you come outside like, well, yeah. I used to come outside and be scratched. My car be scratched. I'm like, how my car is scratched? Yeah, lived in East LA. Your car, if you have a nice car and you lived in East LA, your car gonna look raggedy. Okay, I don't know who's messing up your car, but in that neighborhood, they don't want your car to look better than theirs. Okay, everybody had used cars. There's not a lot of people with brand new cars there. Because if you did come there with a brand new car, yeah, you live there, your car gonna be jacked up. They like, man, your car, you know, I don't know who messed up my car, but man, it hurt. I was like, damn, somebody just messed up my car. Didn't care about my feelings or nothing. But yeah, man, I stayed there and I remember, man, sometimes I had to eat hot dogs under the ice. You know, the hot dogs that be in the freezer and then under the ice, you got to pull it out. Them some good hot dogs. Hey, food is good, real good when you ain't got no food. Okay, when you got food, you like, man, I'm good, it's good. But when you ain't got no food, it's like, man, them hot dogs was good. Put some regular bread, throw some ketchup on it, some mustard, and some relish, and throw some cheese. You gotta throw the cheese. You gotta throw the cheese on it, okay? Do that cheese, and you be eating away, boy. You be sitting there like, man, this food is good, especially when you ain't got nothing going on, got no food in the refrigerator. Man, I was just sitting there like, I struggled, man. There was times, man, I used to sit there and just like, God, like, why me? In my 20s and 30s, I was like, man, I ain't got no money. I'm broke. You know, I used to do comedy, and I used to take my little $3 to go hit an open mic and stay out there in the streets till 11. I used to have like $5. I remember $20 just stretched me for a whole week. I don't know how I did it, but I did it, you know. But it was hard, man. You know, I would just sit there in that car and think about, man, where my life is going to be. And, you know, I would like to get my place one day. You know, when you're young, that's what you think about. But I did party too, but I was always thinking like, man, I want to move from my aunt or move from my uncle's house, and because I had to stay with both of them, and it was not fun. It was cool. I had no problem with it. It was just I wanted in my own place. You know, you a grown man, you a young man. Like I want my own place because you know I wanted to talk to girls. You know, and you know I know if women won't talk to me if I was living with my uncle or my aunt. That ain't gonna work out. I knew that. But I was struggling, man. Just sitting there thinking most of the time, like, how to get more money. When I was working on them little rinky-dinky jobs and only getting $100 checks every week, man, I was just broke. I had to pay insurance and pay some food. And I've been through it, man. Like, shoot, I remember I had one pair of shoes for a long time. I remember it was a time I was just stressing, man. And I didn't have no money. I was on unemployment. I was still looking for a job, but I didn't have no money. You know, I was just like, man, it's hard out here. And I was just thinking to myself, like, is life gonna get better? Is life gonna get better? Or I'm just not going to get where I need to be. I just stressed a lot. I remember I used to stress so hard. I used to be stressed so hard. I used to go home and go to sleep and wake up in the middle of the day. When I stress real hard, I go to sleep. And I wake up and I feel way better. I don't know how, but it's the truth. But yeah, man, I had my car. I had a used car. My cars would barely run. At them time, my car would always break down like every 3 months. You know, especially when you get a used car for about $2,000. Yeah. You need to go to the mechanic. Yep, you know, your oil's leaking. Yeah, you be like, oh my God. You be like, how long do I have before I can bring it in? Oh, man, you know, you got to get it done. The mechanic be up there, man, you got to get it done, man. You know, you can't have the oil leaking everywhere. It's going to mess up your car. And I go home and sit there and think about how much it's going to cost. You'd be like, oh, it's going to cost about, about $500, you know, get that oil leak. I'm sitting there like, how am I going to get $500? How? What? Man. So I struggled, man, at my young age. And I remember my family helped me, especially my mom. My mom, I used to call my mom up and be like, Mom, you know, hey, I need $40 just to eat or, you know, pay my phone bill. My mom won't send me 40. She'll send me like 50 or 60. My mom always send me money. I appreciate that a lot. You got me 4 here. You know, you get 40, think you get $40 and find out you get 70. You're like, this dog, man, you be happy, man. But I was in them streets, barely making it, sleeping on the floor, laying in the bed. Oh, man, that's luxury. I would sleep on the floor with the roaches in a beanbag. I locked myself up in the beanbag and just watch my little phone. Hope the roaches don't get me tonight. I had to zip that bag up. I didn't want the roaches to get me. Slept on the floor for almost 2-3 years. I thought sleeping on the floor was more relaxed than the bed. Over time, I was like, man, the floor is pretty comfortable. You know, when I did that a long time ago, recently, and I slept on the floor in Maine. I can't do that no more. My body be like, I wake up be like, my back, ain't doing that no more. You get older, you can't do it no more. I was young, I did that. Yeah, man. Just sit there and think about days to get some money. I thought about it a lot. I used to see people run around church screaming and yelling. I'd be like, why are they running, man? God bless them. I'm looking at them like, God, I want to run like them. And during this time, I sat there and thought that I was just struggling over years in my 20s and 30s. Drinking water. I was drinking them 25-cent sodas, them Shastas, especially that fruit punch one. Ooh, that was good. And root beer. I drank that one. Root beer. And that kiwi one, used to drink that kiwi. Used to go to Walmart and get them little ones for a quarter. It's come out that machine. It might be 50 cents or a quarter, but I think it was that. I think it was a quarter back then. You drink them. They had a lot of sugar, but you were young back then, so you didn't care, I sat there and I always thought about food, man. I remember I was just so broke, man. I had a girlfriend at the time, and we used to go out to eat, and she had money at the time, and I was just thinking to myself, like, we used to eat, and I could eat all my food off this plate that I ordered some food, but I just didn't eat all of it. I just eat like a little bit because I was like, I don't have that much food in my refrigerator at home. I'm struggling. So I eat half, and then I take the rest home. And during that time, my ex used to leave her food with me. She must have looked in my refrigerator like, this dude ain't got nothing in the damn refrigerator. He ain't got nothing in the refrigerator. My ex used to go to the grocery store and buy me groceries. $200 worth of groceries. Because I was broke. I was just leaning, man. Stretching. Taking $5 from my $20 from my check. Put it in the gas tank. Be praying, God, please, I hope I get to work. Sitting in the lunchroom, eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Hungry as hell. Thinking of my check. I was thinking about my check. When you're broke, when you think about your check, you be thinking like, man, when I get my check next week, yeah, I got to pay some bills with that. But next week check, that's my money. I get some of that money. I ain't going to get that money. I get about $200, and that's going to stretch me for about 2 weeks. I got to do what I got to do. I didn't know how I was going to make it, man. My car kept breaking down. I didn't have no food in the refrigerator. I was poor. I was broke. Poor and broke. I was poor, I broke. Poor and broke to me is the same. You broke, you broke. When you poor, you ain't got no money. Okay? But I would sit there and just think about money. Be sitting there thinking about money. Used to dream about money. Wake up hoping that money that I get. Dream about $5,000 and wake up be thinking the money there. Ain't no damn money. That was a damn dream. I don't want to go back to sleep. I won't even go back to sleep. Just be stressed out. I know some people out there be too. Just be stressed out thinking about money. It's a sad way to think. Just, man, when I'm going to get my next dollar bill, just thinking. Just thinking. Thinking about, man. Thinking about a better job. Thinking about more money. You like, man, I ain't got nothing going on. Just sitting there thinking to myself, yeah, man, I don't know what it feel like to be rich. I don't. I bet rich people I know rich people have problems and stuff, don't get me wrong, but they got rich people problems. Being rich must be nice, if I was rich, man, I don't think I would be bored. I'd take a plane and go to Italy, go to France. I hit every state, every country, stay out there for a week. But I keep myself busy because, you're just spending money, for no reason. It's not good to go, Never thought about trying to win the lottery. I do go out there now when they have billions of dollars or something like that, I go put in for the lottery. But I never win, But I try, that's all you can do is try. But I would just sit there like, man, I used to watch TV and be like, why do rappers and singers and actors get all this money, Lamborghinis and homes? And I'm sitting there thinking about, man, can I get me Okay, I'm thinking about that McDonald's. I'm like, man, I'm get my little $5 I got, $5 I found in my pants pocket. Go down to McDonald's and get me a 6-piece chicken McNugget with some fries and a Coke. $5.99 with them, especially with that honey sauce. I love that. McDonald's got some good honey sauce and barbecue. I don't know what they do with that. I don't know what they get that honey. I don't know where they get that damn honey. That honey good. You be like this, dip your chicken nugget. You be like this. Damn good honey. Where y'all get this honey at? Let me get 3 more honeys. Barbecue sauce too at McDonald's is good too. You be dipping that chicken and nugget in there. Man, that chicken nugget good. But I was just, man, I always thought about like what it felt like, man. Man, I know what it felt like to just like when I went out, I didn't pay to get in. No, I didn't. I sat in the car when it was free before 10. I got there at 8 or 9 and I sat there and drank in the car. It was like, I'm getting in at 10. Okay. I remember, man, a long time ago, I was just like, I remember I was just 21 and 25-year-old club, 21-year-old club. And I was sitting there, it was some performer that I wanted to see. I think it was, I don't know, some rapper. And I remember the security guard, some guy came out there, the promoter was like, hey, it's 10 o'clock, you can't get in free. And the whole people, all the young adults, they bonked out. I was like, damn, all of them left. It's only $10 to get in. They didn't have that $10. I was like, I sat there like, damn, they ain't got no $10. I was talking to my friend like, they ain't got no $10, man. I was older now. I was like, man, ain't got no $10. But I thought to myself like, man, I used to be the same way too, trying to get in things for free. I couldn't buy women a drink. Nope, I didn't. I was over there. I was like, man, I hope I can get this done because I sure ain't buying these drinks. I can't even get none at McDonald's or nothing. Be broke, man. Just be over there struggling. Still talking to women. Still talking to them. Dancing and talking. What's your name? You gonna buy me a drink? I'll be dancing away from them. I'll see ya. They never asked me for a drink back then. I was like, you want a drink? I would have been happy. I would have took that drink. But they never asked me or nothing like that. I was broke. Used car, trying to sit there hoping when I get in the car, man, I hope my engine works, man. Hope my engine works. Hope my car works. Start up the car. We be like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Oh, man, I wanted to go out today, but my car started. I need to go fix this oil change. Man, I used to ride with my oil. Want to change that oil to 5,000-6,000 miles. My dad would, you change that oil every 3,000 miles. What's wrong with you? I ain't got no money. But I was sitting there thinking to myself like, man, what does the rich people do, man? I mean, billionaires. I see them on TV. Saw this channel on TV, on YouTube. It was about, buy this $50 million home. I'm like, $50 million? Who got $50 million? I'm like, who got $500,000? That's a lot of damn money. I want somebody like they be telling you, you gotta work like us to get some money. But they're like, how hard you work? I work 18 hours a day. You're like, man, I ain't gonna take these little 8 hours at McDonald's and take my ass home and eat go ahead and pay my little phone bill. People work hard for their money, you know. Yeah. But I learned in life that, is it cool to be poor? Nah. It's not cool to be poor. You learn a lot when you're poor. You learn that I don't want to be poor no more. You don't want to be broke no more. You know, when you get to my age, you be like, hell no, I don't want to be broke no more. You know, you get older, you start saving money and start thinking about what can you do better, you know, maturing, you know. But I watched that show. That's one of my favorite shows is Rich House, Poor House. Is the community, the poor people, the poor people moving to the rich home, and then the rich people moving to the small house. It's a good show if you guys ever want to watch it, but it's really good. teaches you a lot, like, you know. But man, it's just, hey, I don't know what it feel like to be rich, but I definitely know what it feel like to be poor. I know a lot of people out there know what it feel like to be poor. You know? Be broke too. Okay? You know. But that's it, man. That's all I want to tell you guys. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But you know, if you out there and you got money and you living a good life, blessings to you. If you broke or poor, hey, I understand. All I can tell you is look for a better job or start saving your money. That's all you can do. And take care of your health. Health is wealth. But anyways, you know what I want to say. You know what I'm saying. All right, here we go. I had a good time. Well, you guys know, hey, it's time for me. Oh, what? I don't want to go. You know I don't want to go. You know I don't want to go. But I got to go.